Has it really been a month? Yes, it has. Time for me to look into my second month of gaming. Blockchain gaming, Lost Relics, lostrelics.io. What have I amassed? How are things going for me in the game? If you saw my my last video, you know things are going pretty great. I've made a spreadsheet once again that I want to go through. I've made it a little bit differently this time around, but I have pretty much the same values, the items I have, how many I have acquired during these 2 months, the total reserve value if you burn them minus fees. I've included supply and supply percentage so I can see how many of these items do I own, do I have all of them, just to get an idea about how much of a market impact is it. I'm also working on other columns to be able to sort based on, is this a gathered resource, can I use it for crafting and other things. So what I'm going to be going through in this video is everything that I have. You can compare it with that from my first month. I'm going to be going through like my account status, trade skills, all that kind of stuff. In total, I have 4,336 blockchain items with a total value based on the last time they were sold, about $4,274. The buy value, if I want to buy them now, is lower, $4,066. So the items are in general selling for less now than last time someone actually sold them, meaning it's a downward curve. But this was to be expected because the game has run out of the supply of uncommon items. A huge feature is in the works called bounties, where players will be encouraged to give some of these items back into the game for even better blockchain rewards, so the players have more to loot once again. It's very interesting, and we're gonna talk a lot more about that when it arrives. But anyway, these are all my items, all of the total reserve. What can I destroy the items completely so they never exist again, and what will I get for it? About 205 NG, so close to nothing, especially compared to the sales value. If I just sold everything at 50% discount, I would get $2,000. So I have some sorting options here, and I'm sorry this isn't Danish, so don't mind that. But if we sort based on my supply percentage, what do I own the largest supply amount of? I don't have anything where I have like 5% of the entire supply, but I have a few items where I'm pretty high up there. Nightwood, Olu Rock Dye, and the Gradium Pumpkins are pretty high up there. I don't really want to have items with a total like where I have 3% or more of the supply. I don't think it is good for the industry, the game, the economy in general to have that much. There are other things such as the dried blush berries that I get from scavenging. Crazy many of those as well compared to the supply, because I am scavenging quite a bit now. So everything related to, as you can see here, trade skills gathering is pretty much what I have the most of, because I've been a very active gatherer. So I have a lot more of these items than the average player. I know there are players out there going much more cray-cray on this than what I am, but based on my stats alone, this is where I have gotten the most items, and also, as you will see later, most value. Right, so we're sorting things back here to how things were when we started, and I can go in and say, hey, let's just look at, for instance, let's just check out these things one rarity at a time to see uncommon items. How many do I have? 3,838, valued roughly at $1,400 based on if I want to buy them right now. And this is pretty interesting because the uncommon items are like the bread and butter of the game. This is what people could go into a game and they could get like 1 or 2 or 3 of these items out of each and every map, and most of them are no longer there because these roughly 25,000 of every item have been looted. So we're waiting now for the game developer to like add a feature where we can trade these items for something better so they can be looted once again. These are the ones that are based purely on gathering, so I can sort now and see uncommon items. What is my value? Like 1,459 items uncommon based on gathering. but only 470 bucks in value. So these items, these gathered uncommon resources, are not as valuable as their non-gathered counterparts. If we look at the rare items, again, a huge list of items. I'm not entirely done check marking the functionality of everything, because in relation to crafting, for instance, there are many recipes that have changed recently, where now we need like a blue leather for something that we didn't need it for like a few weeks ago. It's a very like fast changing game, so things are changing like constantly all the time. But these are my marked as being gatherable rare items, so things that I can get with a gathering skill: scavenging, woodcutting, fishing, mining, that kind of stuff. So not as much there, not big on the rares, but huge on the uncommons. So let's check out the epics. Obviously I don't have as many of those. 54 epic items in total, so this is pretty rare. There's a very low amount of items compared, I feel, for playing 2 months in a game. So roughly 1 epic per day, including things from gathering. $300-$500 in value, and here you can see we have a huge increase in value. So people are starting to recognize the value of epic items a lot more, since they have like blown up value wise, which is good because I do have some of those. Oh yes, I do. And these are the ones like purely from scavenging. So all right, these were the ones. Let us look into the big one, the legendary one. Didn't have any legendary items last month, so all of these 17 items are from this month in 1 week. I looted all of these in a single week. Might have been 8 days, but $1,000, 1,126 in purchase value. So again, these items are now costing more than the last time they were sold. Their value is increasing, which I like because I have some of those. Almost every single one of these are related to gathering skills. As you can see here, almost everything. The pumpkin, the mushroom from scavenging, the Wrath Crown egg from woodcutting, where you get mysterious nests, which is a bit of a loot box that can have this item in it. So all right, let's just check out all of them items here. These are the goodies. So this is pretty much my total amount of gathered blockchain items. This is every single piece of value I have gotten out of gathering. So almost half of my entire inventory value is based on gathering skills. So if you want to get value in Lost Relics, definitely consider going in there, mine, scavenge, woodcut, all that kind of stuff, because based on my data anyway, this is roughly half the value you are getting. And note that this has increased massively after I got higher level, so like level 40. Oh really guys, so these are like the opposite, non-gatherable resources, 2,500, and yeah, I have so many items, it is crazy. I'm working on a more public feature where you guys can do something similar to this. Once I am completely done with the spreadsheeting options, I will make something that everybody can use if they want to get an idea about the value of their inventory. These are my pets. Again, pets are, I have 13, most of them have never been sold. So there is almost no interest in the game in buying pets. And that is also because right now pets have a very limited effect on the game, and they are, most of them, infinite in supply. I've just written 1 billion because I wanted to have something for the math, but there is an infinite supply of most of these pets, so they are never truly rare and they don't really offer anything. I also have a bit of a cosmetic. I still just have one Uncle Freddy Walker that I actually use, and it has dropped dramatically in value since last month. So I'm glad that I didn't like put a lot more time into farming more of those, because I mean, they're clearly not really selling for what somebody thought they would, but that is besides the point entirely. All really, let's see here. Uncle Freddy Walker, Walnut Sheep. Okay, I have a bit of a mix-up in my stuff here. Let me just get that sorted. Up, 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 and away. There we go. Look at all those items. So many numbers, so many items. 2 months of gaming. A bit of a disclaimer, guys. You should always play a game to have fun. And I'm playing to have fun. You may or may not earn anything of value. You may or may not be able to earn something of value and actually have somebody buy it. So even though I have a lot of value here that I currently have no interest in selling, but if I wanted to sell it, I may not be able to get anything close to the value they were last sold for or what they're being offered for right now. There may not be a demand for the supply that I have. So this is potential value, but I'm hodling for now, hoping that in a year, in 2 years, when we're gonna have 10, 100 times more players, things are gonna get crazy. And some of the items I am of course going to be using in-game once we get features that actually allow me to do that. Oh, Ridley, right. Like so many things I can do with my new spreadsheet, which is a freaking amazing. With these uncommon items, these are the items that are no longer dropping. It was going very, very fast. Very fast. So many new players. I think the player base has more than doubled daily active players in the 2 months I have been playing. Meaning that the items that dropped the most were just gone way faster than I think anybody had expected. Also meaning that the uncommon blockchain items, the longbow, that is very, very needed for new players, isn't dropping any longer. So that is of course a shame. I really hope they're going to be added back into the game like within days. I thought it would have happened now along with the Christmas event, but apparently it is much more like complicated than what I thought it would be. So things I am expecting to do with this list is also to make weapon sorting and other things, so you can just go in and see what is the value of all the weapons I have looted, what is the value of all the engineering things I have, the different trade skills, because the game developer actually popped into the game and said that we have like new proficiencies in the works. So we're gonna have a lot more to do in the game, making it also a bit tricky to make a list like this based on production skills right now, because many of the items we have don't really, like they don't serve a purpose in the game right now, but they might tomorrow or the day after. Sorting based on most valuable items, the Wrath Crown Egg is my single most expensive like looted item, and that is from woodcutting, mysterious nests, and then getting a Wrath Crown Egg. After that, the pumpkin and the Mark of the True. Also have the scatter, crazily high valued. I mean, we have nothing to use it for, just as with the Mark of the True and the Wrath Crown Egg. The Wrath Crown Egg is pretty rare. It is like a very low supply item. So a lot of stuff here about items. Next thing I want to do is just go into the lostrelics.io website. These are my items, my virtual items, nobody cares. A lot of different stuff. Blockchain items. These are the items on my list, pretty much. All the data was dumped. All the values, everything is from November 27th in the morning. So like almost a day ago at the time of hey, my video. So like small fluctuations since then. I wanted to go in here to the leaderboards because we have crazy active players. Players on the top of this list are just crushing it. High level, doing a lot of the different production and gathering skills, as you can see. Howling Mad, truly Howling Mad on the top, like crushing it like crazy. So much respect for the other grinders. Here I am somewhere on the list. There we have me. So the 18th highest player in the game. Not bad for 2 months of gaming. Just to give you guys a bit of a perspective about, I'm playing this a lot. I'm a relatively new player and I'm top tier in regards to leveling. In terms of skills, the 4th highest player in the game. Not because I'm not competitive. This is just to give you guys an idea about how much effort it has taken to gather all the resources and the value that I have. In regards to gathering alone, fourth top player, fishing, number 3 in the world. Mining, haven't been doing mining that much because I wanted to focus directly on other gathering skills once I hit level 40, but still level 24, pretty freaking crazy. Scavenging, I'm somewhere at the top here as well, 11, and everyone above 41 here, everyone 41 or above are players that can farm these pumpkins, these gradient pumpkins currently valued at roughly $100 each. And some of these players are going crazy, getting like so many, which is amazing. Wood cutting is something I haven't done that much, but I am the 10th highest wood cutting player in the freaking world. In terms of production, wow, I'm actually the 6th here, which is pretty crazy because I haven't maxed any production skill. Engineering, which is basically tool making, is something crazy expensive. Well, they both are very time consuming. I am level 17. This is what I've been working on. I was level 12 when I started this month in both of these production proficiencies, and wow, the 2nd highest alchemist in the world. So anyway guys, 2 months of playing Lost Relics, relics.io. This was pretty much what I had to share. Hope to see you guys